Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the White Sea Deer channel. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you're having a great morning. It is Monday, April 26, 2021. Hope you guys are having a good Monday morning, and I know you guys are going to have a better day. But thank you guys for joining me. If you guys have been following the podcast at all, you'll know myself, Max, and David had a bit of a conversation about xCloud. During that conversation, Max was unaware that xCloud was a thing and was unaware if Sony had any sort of, answer to the xCloud. So because of that, I went and looked around the internet to see if we found anything, which we did. I stumbled across a Tech Radar article titled "Sony is working on cloud gaming strategy that is unique and only on PlayStation." And I thought this article was incredibly interesting, and I want to get it out to you guys in the morning so y'all know what's going on in the gaming world, because this is kind of big news and a lot of gets revealed in this article. I think it's very interesting. So first of all, I want to give credit to the journalist that did this article, Vic Hood. Vic is an award-winning game journalist bringing experience from IGN, Eurogamer, and more to the Tech Radar table. So there she is, Vic Hood. Shout out to her. She has all of her social media stuff here on Tech Radar. But let's get into the article. Thank you for joining me. Make sure to like and subscribe for more. All right. So you see this little caveat here, with help from Microsoft. That's strange, I know. We'll get to that. So jumping right in, Sony is working on its own cloud gaming strategy, which will be unique and only on PlayStation, according to SIE, Sony Interactive Entertainment boss Jim Ryan. Jim Ryan is the head of Sony Interactive Entertainment, which is the video game wing for Sony. So this is a big boss. This is a big deal. Speaking to Nikkei and translated by VGC, Ryan explained that Sony is still having conversations with Microsoft and exchanging ideas about cloud gaming, and that when the time is right, Sony will share its cloud gaming strategy. Why is Sony working with Microsoft, you ask? We'll find out. We could conceivably use the cloud for our technical infrastructure, but the cloud gaming experience we're offering will be unique and only on PlayStation, Ryan says. This is the next paragraph where things get even better. This is something I never knew about. This is something that this is new information to me, and I'm sure it's probably new information to a lot of us. The cloud Ryan is referring to is Microsoft Azure, cloud technology that currently powers a huge number of web apps and streaming services. Back in 2019, Sony and Microsoft announced a partnership that would see two companies collaborating on game streaming technology together. Okay, so this is confirmed. Going back until 2019, these two companies have been working together on a cloud-based gaming service. Now, obviously, xCloud is not going to be on PlayStation, and whatever PlayStation's cloud gaming thing, it won't be on Xbox. But I think it's crazy to see these two companies come together and work together on this. Now, I'm trying to think on why they would choose to do this. I'm assuming it's because Microsoft already has the cloud infrastructure so built up. I don't think they've monopolized cloud. Obviously, Apple has its own cloud. Google does cloud. But I think right now, for gaming purposes, Microsoft's is probably the best way to go for Sony. It would probably be harder for Sony to make its own cloud service than it would be just to join Microsoft. It could also be motivation by both companies, though, to kind of innovate. I guess they want to bring the best of both minds together, which in capitalism doesn't usually happen. So I'm not entirely sure on what the background information of this is. I think it's very interesting to see these two companies come together for games per se. Yeah, I'm not sure. Let's continue reading the article and see if any more information comes out. Under the Memorandum of Understanding signed by the parties, the two companies will explore joint development of future cloud solutions in Microsoft Azure to support their respective game and content streaming services, Microsoft said in a blog post announcing the partnership 2 years ago. So this is something that completely flew past my radar 2 years ago. Wow. This has been happening. Have any of you heard of this before? This is the first I'm hearing of Project Azure. Or Microsoft Azure. I'm sure it's something that I've used in the past. I just didn't know. Continuing on with the article, he says, in addition, the two companies will explore the use of current Microsoft Azure data center-based solutions for Sony's games and content streaming services. So they're not just talking about the game, they're also talking about content streaming services. So I don't know if this extends into their movie industry and all that in Sony Pictures. I don't know if they have a complete all-around deal with Microsoft about using the cloud for streaming and stuff like that. If that's the case, that might make a little more sense. Sony is a much bigger company than just its video game wing, and to make a deal with Microsoft to be able to put out its product, that kind of makes sense. Sony and Microsoft, really the only place they butt heads is going to be the gaming world. So maybe they just put that little thing aside to help move out the rest of their content. But again, another thing that's hard to believe in today's capitalistic world where companies are kind of cutthroat towards each other. Continuing on, Sony utilizing Microsoft's cloud gaming knowledge and servers means we'll likely see an Xbox Cloud Gaming, formerly called Project xCloud, equivalent to the PS5 in the future now. I would assume that this was going to happen. I figured that at some point Sony was going to come out with its own cloud gaming service. But to hear that it is working actively with Microsoft on developing this is very, very interesting. Max, and if you're watching this, Max, I want you to comment. Let me know what you think about this, because this is a little wild to me that this is even happening. Never knew. Moving on, xCloud Gaming is Microsoft's cloud gaming service, which initially released a beta testing in November 2019 before being launched as part of the Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subscription in September 2020. Can confirm it's awesome, amazing, good stuff. Microsoft recently announced Xbox Cloud Gaming public testing is coming to Windows 10 PC and iOS devices with a limited beta for Xbox Game Pass Ultimate members. Xbox Cloud Gaming allows players to stream games to a mobile device that can access their game library on the go, paired with the Xbox Game Pass, which means subscribers can access over 100 games on a multitude of devices. That's basically how it works. It's very simple. If you're a Game Pass Ultimate subscriber, you get a library of games that you can play on your phone. Right now it is in beta for the PC and iOS, but for Android devices, like your Android smartphone, like my Samsung, it's currently a feature that we can use. So that's probably going to end up being what the future of the PlayStation Cloud is going to be, is you're able to play on your phone anywhere you want to go. It does this by leveraging Microsoft's existing data centers across the globe and loading up servers with the component parts of multiple Xbox consoles to run the game streamed directly over the internet to the device of your choice. It's these servers that the partnership between Sony and Microsoft grants Sony access to, granting the infrastructure to allow PlayStation Cloud Gaming to become possible. Now, this is what makes the most sense. Microsoft obviously has already built up an entire infrastructure around a cloud gaming service. Sony, seeing this, saying, we can make a partnership with you guys and we don't have to do any of that. And it seems from what we're reading is that the contract specifically makes it so Microsoft can't touch Sony's, whole thing. Microsoft, I don't think they're going to do anything malicious towards Sony during this. It's too visible. It would be too obvious if they tried to mess with Sony's side of these servers. So I think this is a good move by Sony. One, to save money and use a quality product in Microsoft Azure. Because I've been using the cloud gaming service before I do the streaming, and it works. It's very good. There is, of course, going to be some latency issues. I mean, that's just how our world is right now. We don't have the technology for that just yet. 5G might change that. I don't have a 5G phone yet, but when I do, I'll let you guys know how all that works. But yeah, the xCloud, basically, they're piggybacking off their servers, which is pretty incredible. So I think this is a really smart move by Sony. When asked whether cloud gaming could affect the PS5 lifecycle or whether Sony develops another PlayStation console in the future, Ryan said, and before I say this, I just want to point out how crazy this next sentence is. It's hard to answer that question right now, but history shows that sales peak in the third or fourth year. At the end of the cycle, the cloud may play some role. I'm more optimistic about the future than I was a year ago. That sounds like a great answer. That's a very political answer. I just want to point out, what's his first name? Is it Jim Ryan? Tim Ryan? Hold on, I totally forgot. Jim Ryan, okay, who is the head of Sony Interactive Entertainment, the video game wing of Sony, was directly asked if cloud gaming, which isn't even out yet, let's be real, which isn't even out yet for Sony's side and isn't even completed for Xbox's side, if that can affect the PS5 life cycle, or if they'll even develop a PlayStation 6. That's basically what that question was. And Jim Ryan says it's hard to answer that question right now. So we have the head of SIE saying that they are not entirely sure whether they're going to develop a physical PlayStation 6 console. Now, you could make the argument that, hey, it's early on and everything. We just got to the next generation. They're probably not thinking about that right now. And my counterpoint to that would be, I guarantee Microsoft is already working on the next gen. When the Xbox 360 came out, they were already working on the Xbox One. When the Xbox One came out, they were already working on the Series X. This is the cycle of these companies. When the PlayStation 4 came out, they were already working on the PlayStation 5. As far as I can tell, this is the first time that one of these major console companies has come out and said, hey, we're not working on the next console yet because we're not sure if that's going to be the future of it. Obviously, I think that's garbage. I think there's going to be a PlayStation 6. There's going to be a next generation of physical consoles. We are not there yet to where we can just stream every game, and I don't want to be there yet. I want to keep physical consoles, and I think the player base and the fan base for both of these consoles will keep physical consoles alive. So just to hear Jim Ryan, beat around the bush to a question as simple as, basically, are you guys making a PlayStation 6? He beat around the bush. Now, like I said, it's early on, so I'll give him some credit. He's probably got other things to think about, but I just thought that was an interesting little morsel of information for you guys to sink your teeth into this morning. He goes on to say, we have just released PS5, so at this point, it's time to learn how people are enjoying it, and that we'll take the time to think about the future of PlayStation, Ryan continued. So there he is again, pretty much saying exactly what I was saying. Hey, we just got the PS5 out. Leave me alone. We want to learn about it, blah, blah, blah. We want to take the time to think about the future of PlayStation. Again, I respect it. I just think it's a very interesting thing that he wouldn't come out and just say, yeah, we're thinking about the next generation of console. But, he said it there. I'm sure this is just more, company secrets, everyone trying to stay hush-hush. So yeah, last paragraph, it's possible that rather than a brand new cloud gaming service, we see Sony updating its somewhat lackluster PlayStation Now service. But for now, we can only speculate about what Sony will bring to the table with its cloud gaming offering. So, everybody, that was the article. I thought it was incredibly interesting. I hope you guys did too. I hope that's a great way to start your morning. Again, shout out to Vic Hood, the journalist behind this over at Tech Radar. Give her a shout out. Go check out her article. It's a very, very good read, very interesting. A lot of great information came out of it today. This has been White Cedar. Thank you guys for joining me. Make sure to like and subscribe, and appreciate you guys coming by. Have a wonderful day. Love y'all. Take it easy.